Welcome to Know to Grow. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm your host, Lauren Wood, joined by my fabulous co-host, Morgan Anderson.
Hey.
So happy to finally have a co-host for Know to Grow.
We're a team.
Yes, I love it. It is so much fun. We are talking today about kind of what we did in 2025 in the garden. Morgan was the flower gardener extraordinaire, and I was pathetically attempting my vegetable garden again for the third year in a row. And we had some successes and some failures, and that's what we're going to talk about because that's all part of this is learning and growing, right?
Knowing to grow.
Know to grow. All right. I love, though, Morgan has some awesome photos and videos to share with us from what you did. Well, first of all, tell us how you got started with flowers. This is really cool.
I'm going to be honest, Lauren, this was just, I think, maybe similar to what your garden, just like out of pure interest.
Yeah.
Like, so Bailey and I, we were like, you know what? Let's grow some flowers because we're on a small 5 acres. And we were like, let's till up some land. So back in the fall, I think we did it in like September or October.
Okay.
We tilled up with our tractor and then we planted 1,000 tulip bulbs.
By hand. How long did that take?
Like, I'm pretty sure it took like, I think we did it all day, but the only reason it took all day is because we didn't take any breaks. Like, I bet it would have taken longer had we taken breaks. And I mean, it was like back-breaking work, not to be dramatic, but it was hard.
Yeah.
And tulips are dramatic, so they can't be too close together. So each bulb is like, I don't know how many, maybe it was like a foot between each.
Yeah.
And we had 2 rows, so we had 1,000, and you can see the row right there.
Oh, they're so pretty.
Yeah. And so we did that in the fall, and then they popped up around April. We also did some zinnias in late summer. That's a very hardy flower, but you can kind of see the farm in the back. That's our pasture for the cows.
Oh,
and
the zinnias. So
those
gorgeous.
were really pretty. I couldn't tell you how many we planted there because zinnia seeds are so small, unlike a tulip bulb. So you can just really throw them out to the wind and hope for the best.
That's what I need to try.
Right. I highly recommend that. Like, honestly, if you had some flower boxes or a little pot, just throw a bunch of seeds in and call it a day. But yeah, we would give them out to friends and family, and you can see some of the photos there. Like, I think that was probably one of my favorite things I did in 2025.
Now, are you planning to sell them too? That's a lot of tulips.
Yeah. So with 1,000, we by no means were we trying to make a profit. It was more so just like, wasn't cheap. Like,
Recoup a little bit.
Just a little bit. Like,
where did you get your bulbs? I am curious about that.
We got them online and we ordered them. I would have to find the dealer. I don't even know. Like, just like, I don't know what greenhouse it was. Yeah. But we bought them online and they came. Okay. And Lauren, one thing that was really interesting, and we were talking about this earlier, is I don't know if it's because it was the first time these bulbs had technically bloomed or because of the time of year it was, but we found that different colors bloomed at different points.
Interesting.
So do you see how many pink ones are
there?
there?
It looks like all pink almost.
Okay, I don't know if it was because the bulbs first time blooming or if pink ones just show up first, but we had hundreds of pink ones.
Oh,
and then later would get different colors. So, but the zinnias popped up in all different colors. So I don't know. So if someone's listening to this, I hope, and tell me, why were all my tulips pink in April? Because I don't know.
Oh, there's some orange and white. Oh, that's so pretty.
Orange was probably my favorite.
Now, I don't know much at all about flower gardening. So do you get more than one flower from each bulb? Is it just one and done? How does that work?
Yeah. Honestly, I am not like a flower farmer by any means. Like, this was truly just an endeavor we took on. But I think we were getting more than one flower from a bulb because I was constantly, what's that called? Pruning is where you go through and you harvest all your stuff. I was constantly pruning our flowers. Like, I could go out there twice a week.
Oh, wow.
And I would have bushels of flowers.
Oh, that's so cool.
Same with the zinnias. So you would cut one off and then a little while later you'd have more. And so we constantly just had flowers and flowers. So I remember we were texting all our friends and family. I'm like, do you want flowers? We'll drive them to you. Or we even would mail them. Like, I think our furthest bouquet went to Oklahoma.
Oh, wow. And it survived. It did.
Fine.
That's
Oklahoma
so cool.
and Missouri.
Wow.
Yeah. Missouri, the petals were kind of falling off. It was mostly just to see, like, can these survive?
Yeah.
And they looked they looked like they had seen better days, but they made it.
That's so cool. Well, I'm going to be ordering some flowers for sure this spring. I admire the patience that it takes with bulbs, though, because planting them in the fall and then not harvesting until spring, it's like, oh my goodness, this is like growing a baby.
Yeah.
That is a lot. I haven't been able to wrap my brain around that yet. We did plant some garlic in the fall, and I know we won't be harvesting that until the summer. So even that is hard for me, just like the waiting. Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm spoiled with my vegetable garden because you plant and a couple weeks later you got sprouts coming up, and it just it moves a lot quicker, and that's it keeps me going with it. But we keep saying that we want to do more bulbs. Nathan's mom, actually, her entire landscaping around her house is different bulbs. She kind of does the, what do they call it? Lasagna, like where you do like different bulbs.
I've never heard of this.
Yeah, so there's a different way that you stack them when you plant them.
And these are flowers?
So she always does, oh, she has, what does she have? Lilies, I think, or daffodils. She has daffodils, and then she has irises. She has tulips. I can't remember, but there's a way that you can stack them, and it's just so nice because I don't know, I love the seasonality of it. It's like you can count on that every year. Like you'll see the daffodils in March, and then in April, and it's just such a nice thing to look forward to every year. I love with daffodils because it's like that first sign of spring. I've always wanted to do crocuses. I think crocuses are even before daffodils. I think they can come up even when it's snowing.
I think you need to do your flowers, Lauren. I think you know more than you think you're saying.
Well, so this is something about me. I research excessively, and then it takes me forever to actually do it because I'm learning everything about it before.
Lauren, this is why we're good co-hosts because I think Bailey and I are the opposite.
Just jump right in and learn that. That's the best way to do it. Yeah, you need to jump in.
But you know what? I mean, certainly it can bite you in the butt sometimes. I will say, we were like, oh, we love the tulips. This was great. Yeah. So then we did the zinnias, and then we had we got kind of tired of trying to get flowers to everyone and pruning all the time. So then we were like, oh, I don't know what to do anymore. So they kind of grew crazy, as you can see.
Do a U-pick. You need to do a U-pick and have people come out and pay, $5 or whatever, and they can get all they want.
Okay.
And then you don't have to do the work.
That is a good point. And we have partially thought of, and don't you live in a neighborhood? I feel like you can do this too.
We're pretty suburban.
Okay, so you're in a neighborhood, but I'm in the country. But I think both settings would work. I almost think it would probably even work way better for you. You could probably we could do a little farm stand. Have you ever seen those?
Oh, definitely. My best friend back home, they actually did a farm stand with sunflowers. And she's amazing with curating antiques as well. So she'll go different places and source all these cool antiques. She was sourcing homemade candles, all kinds of different stuff. And she had this awesome farm stand. I know some people do the unattended ones where you can just Venmo or whatever.
Yeah, eggs.
She did. She did. Hers was, she was staffing it, but it was right there on their farm all summer long. And it was so cool. So they had sunflowers, they had antiques, they had candles and soaps, and it was fabulous.
Where was that?
So that was in Gallia County. Down, our farm is down in Gallia County. It's Nathan's family farm, and so we spend a lot of time down there too. Most of our gardening is actually done up here because the farm down there, it's beef cattle and everything. Yes, and everything all the land already has a use. So it's you can have a garden in the little plot around the house, but that's about it. So we most of our gardening we're doing here in our little suburban, I don't know, half acre or whatever we've got, and so that's been interesting to try and figure that out. We'll talk about that coming up here in a few minutes, but. As for next year, do you know what you're going to do next with the flowers? Farm stand sounds like might be in the future. I know.
We were thinking about that. Well, and we've thrown around the ideas of should we get bees? Lauren, we have so many ideas. And the first episode I was on with you, right now, Bailey and I, we have 2 sows that we're going to breed for some little piglets. And we're going to sell those to the probably 4-H kids. They're just show pigs. Yeah. And then we have some rabbits, and we, again, sell those so kids can have them for 4-H. But I'm here's what's on my docket for 2026. Okay, so flowers, I'm thinking, well, the tulips are already in the ground. Yeah. So right now, of course, all the brush grew up, but we left it there just so it winterized, nourished, whatever. We're going to take the brush hog on our tractor, run over it, and so that way that's good to go. I don't know if I want to do zinnias again. If I did, the U-pick idea would be very smart.
Yeah.
Like just be like maybe text our neighbors and friends. Be like, hey, come by.
I'll
like,
get a social media presence going.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, our farm, we have it on Facebook. Like people
cool.
it's called Proctor Run Acres.
Okay.
We have like an LLC and everything, and we sell like calves, like back when we were doing cattle. So we've done that. Maybe we do that. So
the wood crew will be up there picking.
Okay, we'll have you guys up there, and you can get when your kids are ready to join 4-H, get you some market rabbits.
Yes, I'm excited for that.
So I think tulips for sure, and then zinnias. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Poultry. That is a 2026.
Is that coming?
Yeah,
right,
I grew up
it.
with a lot of poultry.
Yeah.
I'm like,
are you talking laying hens or meat chickens? Or?
Laying hens for sure, and then we also just had some ducks, truly for no reason at all.
Yeah,
and
they're
then
so fun.
We did quail last year. They were really cute, but they all flew away.
Oh no!
So you can see there's woods right there, like, and to the left of that garden is our bird run, and like. Oh, the quail flew. They were so small, they flew out of the chicken wire. And went away.
No.
So,
well, that's another side hustle. I know a lot of people do like hunting preserves with the quail. So.
Right, or like pheasants and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So I think that's on my goal list. And then I can't wait to talk about your vegetable garden because it sounds like I'm going to be doing some sweet potatoes.
Well, we're talking while we wrap up our flower stuff, I did want to show you some pictures of my crew. We did plant some flowers, but as I was telling you, like I can't wait for them to come up. So we wound up, it's kind of a weird story, like on the farm, there is an old house that's pretty much fallen in now. Up on a hill in one of the pastures, but you can see where the sidewalk once was going up to the front door, and there are daffodils every spring. It's one of our favorite things to do. We go up and we pick some daffodils and put them in vases and stuff. Well, this past year, we decided to dig some up and plant them on the sidewalk at our house. So,
which I love
here.
I love that idea.
Some pictures here. So this was James.
Oh my gosh.
And Lydia. And so we were digging the, there's Ezra. Ezra was tiny then, not even walking yet. Let's see. Lydia with some of her daffodils.
Oh my gosh. They're so happy with those flowers.
They love it. And Lydia knows now, like, it's tradition. Okay, so there they are digging them up.
Oh, he's cute.
Yep, James was helping out or thinking he was. There they are in the bed of the truck. And then we transplanted them and got them ready to go on the side along the sidewalk there at our house on the farm. So I got to enjoy them with flowers. And then hopefully they'll come back up here in March. So I'm looking forward to that.
You need to throw some in your Dayton house. You need to put some somewhere.
For sure. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Maybe that'll be a goal for this year for me too.
Yeah.
All right. We are going to be back in just a moment and we're going to talk vegetable gardening.
Woo-hoo!
After the break. And welcome back to Know to Grow. I'm your host, Lauren Wood, with my fabulous co-host, Morgan Anderson. I'm so happy to finally have a co-host for Know to Grow. We're kind of flying solo today, though. It's we usually have our director, Matt, with us, so we miss him very much. So you're going to see me kind of looking off to the side and fiddling with buttons and trying to.
We miss you, Matt.
Yes, very much.
If you've ever wondered how missed you are, it's often.
Yep, and you can you can watch our mess and see exactly.
Be like those poor girls.
Exactly why. So we are talking today about kind of wins from 2025 and also failures. I had quite a few of those with my garden. I told you I really like to learn. Everything that I can before I jump into something. But with gardening, I feel like you have to learn as you go too. So I spent the months and months and months researching, and I'm still researching, but I have definitely had some successes and failures. So I have some pictures
I love
this. Here we go.
See, okay. When we were talking about this earlier, I think these vertical planters are such a good idea for people who might be watching this, but are like, oh, I I want to do something.
Yeah. So it's a green stalk. A lot of people that I followed on YouTube, a lot of the people I follow on YouTube in the kind of homesteading community, they were getting them last year and trying them for the first time. So it was kind of I was following along with them and learning as we went. We also did raised beds for the first time.
I like the look
year.
of these.
These are just off of Amazon. They were an absolute pain to put together. My husband sliced his hand. They're really sharp, so you have to be careful. But they've been great. We were absolutely thrilled to death with them. That was definitely a win. The vertical planter, I'm not sure it was a win. I feel like I need to do a little more research and figure out what is going to work best in him. We did, let's see, in one of them we did strawberries, in one of them we did jalapeno peppers and then cucumbers on the bottom. And then the other one we did like herbs and then salad greens and things like that. So the salad greens one, I feel like I probably could have done better. I would like to do like a cold frame for my salad greens kind of up close to the house so I can do them in more than one season. So I don't think we'll be doing salad greens in the vertical planter, but we may dedicate one all to herbs. I do think that those worked out really well there.
Small enough.
Yeah. And then I think the jalapeno peppers did pretty well in it as well. Cucumbers, no. I need something where I can trellis better. That did not work out great. But the jalapeno peppers, we want to do a lot of those so that we can do like cowboy candy and just freezing them and canning them and stuff. So I will probably do an entire one with jalapeno peppers. As for the raised beds,
what's in these ones?
So the ones back there, we did tomatoes and peppers. I had, I believe, 3 beds of tomatoes and 2 beds of peppers.
That's a lot of tomatoes.
It was a lot of tomatoes. Didn't wind up seeming like that many. We lost some. We had some blight.
Right.
So we wanted to get a bunch in the freezer. I was wanting to have a big canning day. My goal, we did 2 full beds of San Marzanos because I wanted to can, and I've yet to get them in the canner. I have bags and bags of them in the freezer. That's the nice thing about tomatoes. If you're going to can them, you want to get them in the freezer anyway because that's going to make them so much easier to peel.
That's a good point.
Do you do much canning?
So okay, it's funny you asked that because for the first time we did some like what did we do? We did peaches.
Oh yes, we did. We do peaches every year.
Yeah,
Love
and we
that.
did some marinara sauce that we made with tomatoes, but it was just a small little planter box. I mean, it was nothing extravagant. It was just enough canning to say we did it. Like probably nowhere near what you are going to do.
Well, this was. Let's see. I think this was maybe our. Actually, let me get to this video first. Here's little James out there, kind of getting this.
So
but you
cute.
can see how
I see my future.
Yes,
it's bright.
You can see how the raised beds kind of work. They've got those. They've got a metal cross rod to like keep the soil from pushing them out. These were in our front yard. Nathan was not really happy about putting them in the front yard because they don't probably look the best, but they're. You know what? I'm like, our front yard's bigger than our back, and I said we need to use the space. So we put those out there and ordered some garden soil. A dump truck came, dumped it in our driveway, and we got that, got those filled up. I think we have 3 or 4 in the front yard.
Okay.
And we did in those sweet potatoes and peppers. And like you said, the sweet potatoes were probably our absolute best crop of the year.
I want to try.
So
I'm like so excited.
here
I need
you
to try
go. These are tomatoes over here, obviously staked. The tomatoes did really well in terms of growth. They shot up. Those are old tobacco stakes from the farm, and we need something taller because we were like tying them double, like in vertical height by the end of the summer because the tomatoes just got so tall. I think I actually may wind up doing cattle panels next year. For the tomatoes. I've seen some people I follow on YouTube doing that. So we may try that for tomatoes.
Is my brain making this up, or do I feel like I've seen tomatoes in cages, though, which I think I saw you have another one in.
Yeah, the cages.
Is that common or no? Like,
So
what's the deal there?
Some people do cages. My issues with cages are they're really expensive, and then
Okay.
they're also like a pain to store. They make collapsible ones, which are really nice, and I've heard a lot of people love those. But again, they're super expensive, and it's just not, especially with putting in all the raised beds, it just was not in the budget, and probably won't be for a while. But you can kind of recreate that like on a grander scale with the cattle panels. That's what they were showing on YouTube. You just do 2 cattle panels. And then your tomatoes are going to grow up in between the 2. And so you've got a cage for them without having to buy the individual cages and then
That is
store all the individual
smart,
cages.
Because we in the barn, we just have cattle panels just sitting there, and we're like, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's, I think that's what we're going to try. And then probably instead of doing the raised bed for the tomatoes, we'll put them in the side garden, which is in an in-ground bed. So those are tomatoes. Then there's my peppers over here.
Did those turn out, or how'd
the
those
peppers
go?
turned out great, and we have absolutely been loving it. Honestly, it wasn't. I don't feel like it was the best year for peppers. I heard a lot of people were having. They didn't come on until later than usual. But we have loved having peppers in the freezer. We did a few big chopping days. Like we would harvest and then chop them and either do slices or dice them and get them in the freezer. And it's just been so nice to be able to pull out a baggie of peppers and throw them in chili or throw them in tacos or whatever. And having those already cut has been awesome. And peppers are so expensive at the store. You're paying like $1.50 or $2, or if you want an organic one, what, $2.50 or $3
Right.
for one pepper. So
Right.
I feel like there was a ton of like bang for our buck with that. Tomatoes too. We've used the tomatoes a lot. Like I said, I haven't yet done my big canning day. I don't know if we'll get to it. We've just been kind of making it as we go, pulling out bags of tomatoes. And then my husband will do cream tomatoes. Did you ever do cream tomatoes growing up?
No, actually, and I don't even.
I had never
do I
even
know
heard
what
of
that
it.
is?
You might not.
Actually, I'm like, wait, I don't know if I know what that is.
I feel like it's a Southern thing.
Okay, I
and
don't
so
know what
we're
that is.
like from down in that like Southern Appalachian corner of Ohio. And so it's
Oh,
just,
you're from the river.
oh yeah, we're from the river. So it's almost dessert-like. It's like cream. It basically is like a tomato gravy. It's kind of sweet. And then you put like
Okay.
white bread in it. And
It
we've made a
sounds
ton of
good.
that this winter. It's been really good. But so we've used our homegrown tomatoes for that. But here was, let's see, here's an update video. That video, I think the video we just looked at was from
that's-
probably late June or mid-June. This is more once we get into July, and you can see how
That
the
looks
tomatoes are just so tall.
Right.
Now, one of my goals for this year is I want to start my own tomatoes. I've had grow lights and like warming mats for a couple years. I actually got them a couple years ago and wound up getting pregnant for Ezra. And I was so just exhausted. Like that was the first trimester. I was sick. I was so tired. And so I didn't start my plants that year. That would have been 2024, and then 2025 I had a newborn. So I didn't do them last year either. We bought all our seedlings. So this year I really, really want to start a bunch of stuff from seed. That's a big goal of mine.
Start a bunch of stuff from seed. What does that mean?
So start my tomatoes, start my peppers. I bought them as plants from different people,
okay.
which is more expensive. And I feel like there's just so much pride that goes into I grew this from seed, and so there's not a ton of stuff that I really grew from seed. I tried to do my green beans obviously from seed. That was my biggest fail probably of the whole year, because the little there's my peppers, and here's our sweet potatoes. I got no green beans last year. We had like chipmunks and rabbits and whatever that just absolutely ate every last bit of it. So that was incredibly, incredibly disappointing. Here's another video. So this is the side garden. There are some tomato cages. Those were actually at our house when we bought it. And so we've kept those and just used them a little bit. We were using those for the tomatillos. I wanted to try tomatillos because we love salsa verde. That was a major fail. We didn't know when to harvest them. And apparently my research was very poor on that, because we wound up getting none. They were on there, but we didn't harvest them at the right time. So that's something we want to do differently. You can see my potatoes, my white potatoes kind of in the background here in just a second. They did pretty well. I had big plants on them and everything, but we planted them way too late. It was like the end of May, I think mid to end May when we planted
what's
those.
better? What would have been better?
My grandpa always planted around Easter.
Okay.
So I'm thinking we're going to try this year to get them in the ground at least, like early April probably will be the goal. So hopefully those will do a little better. Our zucchini and yellow squash were great until we got vine borers. So that's something we just need to keep a closer eye on next year.
There's a tractor in the back.
Oh yeah.
Tractor crossing.
So those are the goals. The sweet potatoes were fantastic. I will not do anything differently with those. Highly, highly recommend those in a raised bed. We mulched them with straw. They did fantastic. I'm talking like sweet potatoes as big as my kid's head.
That is insane.
I will bring you some. They were
I want to try them.
Wild.
Lauren, do you feel like the ground versus raised bed, like what's making the difference there?
We have really, really good soil at our house. So things do grow really well in the ground. And this is our house in like suburban Dayton. We're in Washington Township, but you can see the soil is fantastic. It's not really like clay. It's very, it's just a very loamy soil. It's really good. And things have grown well there. I actually was not super thrilled with the soil that we got delivered for the raised beds. There was was debris in it. There were clumps. It wasn't that great, but it did work really well for the sweet potatoes. And I think that the raised bed, I've read sweet potatoes can be very finicky. So I do recommend them in the raised bed because you're going to have, especially if you're doing them trying in the ground and you have clay soil, they're just going to have a harder time growing. So that's what I was told anyway.
Okay.
So I've been super happy with that. I want to do carrots this year. I have failed every year at getting carrots in the ground, and I want to figure out how to keep these critters away from my green beans. So
you need a scarecrow.
I know. My big dog. I'm like, Norm, you got to start earning your keep, man. This is.
You need to put the dog out there, do a scarecrow.
I don't know.
I don't
Teach
even
the
know.
kids. Put the kids out there in shifts, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
kids
know.
scream. Like, can you scream when you see a hawk or like
come
chase
on, guys.
it away?
Well, we are sadly out of time. But maybe your next episode, we'll talk a little bit more about what is in store for 2026.
Let's do
I'm
it.
going to get my seed order together so we can kind of talk about what we're going to be growing. Maybe you can look at your flowers.
I'll do my flowers,
yeah.
and I'll get I need to pick out my birds that I want in 2026. So I gotta get my chicken
I
catalog.
am pumped to hear about the birds. That's on my long range plan.
Love it.
All right. Thanks guys for watching. We will see you in a couple of weeks.